Welcome back. I think a lot of you knife people know the 511 Moras, and the one I like a little bit better, costs a couple bucks more, is the Mora Companion. I really like these knives a lot, and easily under $20. I almost would prefer the 511 shorter blade on the companion handle, but that's neither here nor there. They're both great knives. Overall, though, I do prefer the companion over the 511, but these are knives, you know, buy a half dozen and throw them in drawers around the house and in the console of the car. So while I was searching for other Moras, a company called BPS came up. They're out of the Ukraine, so I bought a couple of these knives. The first one is the B53 carbon steel. I don't recall if they make stainless ones. I think they do. But very nice knife, very nice handle. Both of the knives have a little bit of roughness on the transition from the scales, so that could be sanded out. For the price, it's still well worth the price. The scabbards that come with them are pretty much flawless, so that little bit of grittiness there is fine. I like this knife quite a bit. I love the handle on this. It's just about perfect. I did also get their Puukko. It didn't come with any sort of attachment, so I put a little bit of paracord here so I can loop it through my belt through it. An issue I do have with this, I love the blade length on this. The handle is tiny. For a Puukko, the Puukko is supposed to have a handle that fits your hand. So this handle on this blade length would be pretty much the perfect knife, but see how tiny that is compared to the 53. I would almost prefer that this were just a little straighter, but it actually kind of has a curve similar to the companion. So I do like this one quite a bit. I like it more than I like the Puukko. Again, the handle's tiny, and I just added this to it to aid with removing it from the sheath. So I normally carry kind of where my front pocket's here and the knife sits about here. So in order to pull this out, there's nothing to pick the knife out. On any other Puukko, they've got on the handle, you're able to pick the knife out of the sheath since they cover a majority of the knife. So that's one flaw, and if anybody from BPS is listening, put this handle on this knife and I'll buy a half dozen myself. I really like this knife. I like the blades. Another favorite of mine is the Martiinni Lumberjack. They come with a different edge to the handle. The handle's kind of ovalized all the way around, and I grind these off just again so I can pick it out of the sheath. You need that little bit to pick out. But other than that, BPS knives, very nice quality. I believe the Puukko cost me about $1 more than the 53 did. They come with all kinds of different specs and sizes. I think they have stainless as well. But again, this handle on this blade would be just about perfect. So if anybody from BPS is listening, that's too tiny. The Martiinni Lumberjack, which for me is probably almost the perfect knife, is see how fat and how well that handle fits the hand. That's the whole purpose of the knife, is blade length's not so important, but fitting your hand is important. And that's what makes it a good knife. But again, thanks for watching, and don't cut your toes off.